The song Appetite and Gluttony is a kind of strange little thing, strange lyrically. Tune-wise and chord-wise, it's not so strange, although it has a lot of wee little changes in it. There's a lot of things that are quite tricky to play. So as you will see here, because I'll intentionally mess them up to show you how tricky they are. This was a song that I'd written most of the lyrics for, and I knew approximately what it was going to do, but I needed a piano to do it. So we were on holiday out in Finland, and by great chance, my fantastic friend Pico, unbeknown to me, had a piano in her sauna. So there we are, Finland, saunas, pianos, why not? The piano wasn't in the sauna, the piano was in the next room. So one day, just before the end of the holiday, I locked myself in there for about 2 hours and thrashed out what the actual chords would be. Kind of knew what the tune would be, but it changed as it went along a little bit. So the recorded version of this, of course, has some production on it. It starts with a verse that's completely a cappella, and then goes into a verse with piano, and then goes into a chorus. But essentially, the nuts and bolts of the tune are it's a verse and a chorus. Okay, so I'm going to take you through how that works and where the influences are from this, really. So I'm just going to play you a little bit of it as it is, and let's see where we go from there. All right. So it starts like this. Myself a big old bed, I'd like for you to share it. I bought myself a present, I'd like for you to wear it. 2 things from a film I saw would suit you very well. Appetite and gluttony, bedfellows from hell. And the chorus goes, sorry, I messed that up. I got this tune from Dr. John and blues from Dr. Jack. Everybody's taking them and nobody comes back. Now Dr. John is singing, the whole damn room is spinning. Appetite and gluttony, 2 such splendid chaps from Appetite and Gluttony. You never will come back. So if you get the rendition, if you listen to the recorded version, I played it much better than that. But let's just look at how that kind of comes together. The underlying chord sequence is quite simple. I remember seeing a video from Donald Fagen from Steely Dan saying that how many of the Steely Dan songs were based on blues. And the one that springs to mind here, oh, sorry about this here, I just had a regular routine blood test. So let me take that off so it's not putting you off quite so much. There we go, chuck that down there. He talked about how they were based on blues sequence. So let's take something like Pretzel Logic, the song itself, which is perhaps closest to what this is. Where let's do it in the same key. I don't know what key they did it, but he would go something like, I would love to tour the Southland in a traveling minstrel show. Yeah, I would love to tour the Southland in a traveling minstrel show. And then we go, well, I'm dying to be a star, and then you see, we change in key, go all sorts of places. But those first 2 little phrases are just pure blues, which he then puts some kind of odd cards on, as they tend to do. They're not that complicated, and I can explain to you what I'm doing and why I kind of arrived at that. But then it's a departure that goes afterwards. Okay, so, and it must be said that this new album doesn't sound like Steely Dan at all, but there's a lot of ideas taken from Steely Dan. One of them is that 3-part harmony thing that often goes through the choruses. I love that early Steely Dan sound where you know, everyone's gone to the movie, now we're alone at last. All of those things that were all harmonized beautifully. And what set them apart from being just a kind of blues jazz band and turned it into pop sensibility was those harmonies. So they're using jazz chords, but very accessible kind of vocals over the top of them. So some of the principles here, you know, go with that. So if you look at what the basic chords for this song are, is I bought myself a big old bed E minor, I'd like for you to share it, A minor. I bought myself a present, I'd like for you to wear it. And then I decided, I mean, I could do two things from a film I saw would suit you very well. Appetite and gluttony, bedfellows from hell. So there's the basic chord sequence. So E minor and then to A minor. And then we go to a G. G down to E, however you want to get there. And then this, which is actually kind of C9 to a, it could be a C7, C7 to an E minor, B to an E minor. Very classical kind of chord sequence there. But then I made further variations of that. All right, so adding the next layer to it, I went, okay, well, it's an E minor chord, but that's a bit boring, isn't it? So we're going to do that kind of parallel moving thing. Again, very Steely Dan sound. Okay, and all that is F minor, F sharp, yeah, F sharp minor, E minor, F sharp minor, E minor 7th. Not really going out of key there at all. And then the next one, so I could have used a straight A minor 7th, but I decided to use an A minor 9th, which is just, again, a slightly more jazz sound. D chord, C add 9th, which just makes it an A minor 11th really, but it's just a C with a D note added. So, sorry, I'm not getting that very well, am I? Or something like that. It's not quite what I played, but they are exactly the chords. And then I thought, rather than hanging on the G, we just do a straight chromatic descension, which is a little more interesting. And I also then chose to play that to break it up into notes. So you got bass notes, because the bass note needs to be there, otherwise you don't know what the chord is. The two other notes for these chords that really need to be there are the 3rd of the chord and the 7th of the chord. You don't need the 5th. In fact, it's destructive to it probably. So it's a much nicer sound. And I wanted that to be lumpy. Because when we come back to C7th, just straight C7th, C7th to E minor, but with a B bass. So we feel like we haven't resolved yet. Then we resolve to a B, and eventually resolve to an E minor. Very classical chord sequence, really. So that is the whole chord sequence of the verse. All it is little variations on that E minor with some moving notes, A minor 7th with some moving notes, and then we come to the chorus. And this is a classic. You could go bedfellows from here. Decided to do a run up. I could have done, okay, but I decided to do the more chromatic version, which is E minor, F sharp minor, G diminished to E major, which leads us to the next A, which could well have been a minor, but I decided, let's try and make the chorus major for that first chord. No, it's only for the first chord, so you get this idea. Let's go. I got this tune from Dr. John and girls from Dr. Jack. Everybody is taking them and nobody comes back. Now Dr. John is singing and the whole damn room is spinning. Appetite and gluttony, two such splendid chaps. From appetite and gluttony, you never will come. Never will come back. Okay, so let's look at those chords. So the first one, we do that run up and we end up on A ninth. Could be an A seventh, but I thought the A ninth was slightly more. And essentially we go to a B to an E minor, except that I thought, so we get a top tune, top tune of the chords, which is always nice to have a little counter melody in there. I may at some point put clarinets on this and they will pick out that little tune there, which gives us another dimension to it. It's another instrument other than the voice. So just that idea of a single note, single notes rather than, which is really is a nice little change. So first one, A ninth, B seventh augmented, resolving to B seventh, resolving to E minor, and then hitting a G sharp bass, which turns it into an E major. And then we do that. And then we do Stairway to Heaven. Get the idea. It's a straight descension from underlying chords, E minor, B augmented, G with a D bass, A with a C sharp bass, and then we go back into our old friend, C ninth, and we got that whole descension, and it keeps going. And that is the whole song. That's Appetite and Gluttony. I've done a whole thing on the lyrics of what they really mean. if you're prepared to delve into that dark stuff. But I thought it was quite interesting. It mentions in the lyrics, you know, I got this tune from Dr. John. That I like that idea of St. Louis. It might be part of the story that we pick up a preacher from St. Louis. It might be that my friend Ray Glastonbury sings this song. He has that preacher thing to him as an older guy, but what a voice. And he would really suit this. So he might become part of the album in that way, in the fact that there are characters in it. These characters at the end of the world who are going, well, what can we do, you know? They band together and try and help each other. So you know, there's the story of it. Appetite and Gluttony. Hope that is illuminating. You might have gone, I have no idea what he is talking about here. Well, that's okay as well. You know, it's like not everything that I put in these videos is for everyone. But if you find that at all interesting, or you go, actually, I don't know what you meant by that change from there to there, just do it on the contact us form, or reply to the newsletter if you get the newsletter. Just ask away. I'm here. Thanks so much for listening.